Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Only One Noodle podcast. As always, it's your boy. Interesting episode I have here today. Um first off, I am if you're wondering why I sound a little nasally, it's because was sick during the week, so I'm barely petering out, so yeah. So also if you wanna know, um I'm getting better. So by the time this comes out, I should probably feel like I should probably be, feel better. Also, last week I did post like two episodes, one on, I think two at the same time on the same day. Sorry about that. Um, I don't know that 6 day, work week, kind of, had it in for me. So sorry about the late response. Also, I also want to say if you're still wondering when I'm gonna post my Hell of a Boss, merch videos on YouTube. Give it a sec. They will come when they come. I will also, post them. So, yeah. Anyway, um, speaking of work, I was given 5 days this week. And it's gonna be 5 days every week for forever. But the thing is that, oh, and also since like I've discussed about moving again, it's one of those jobs where if I say, oh, is there another location that I can work at because I'm moving and this is the closest one, and he's like, yeah, sure, just let us know ahead of time. It's like, okay, so basically I'm gonna tell him like, hey, like a month before, it's like, hey, I'm gonna be moving here soon. Here's here's where I'm moving at. This is the closest one. I wanna have apply there. And here's the thing: if they don't want me to work meat counter, I can work anything else there. Just, I mean, like, I'm like duct tape. I mean, you can use me for almost anything, you know. So also speaking of work, there is a bit of a conundrum with me when it comes to that kind of work. Normally, I would stay, till 11. On Mondays, it's 12, like at midnight, because the thing about Monday and Friday is that the meat and the seafood counter we take off the stuff from like on the counter and then put it back in the fridge. Meat counter only does it on Mondays, and I feel like they put that on me now because cause now I'm working a consistent schedule. But now, um, I do have an issue with that though, and here's the thing. One of those things is that we used to have like two more extra people, but they left or in essence quit. And you know what? I might as well get this out. I mean, good riddance, because honestly, they didn't really, care for the job. And one of them was like, "Oh, because people are fine. It's just the work is tedious." I mean, dude, you work in the meat department. What the hell were you expecting, man? This isn't like a glitz and glamour kind of job. So I don't know, man. It's you do you. I mean, also, besides, on this last day, he barely even did much. So, like, I'm really not, it's not much, so much, goodbye and good luck. It's more like good riddance, to be honest, because if he's gonna be like that, like here, then, and here's the thing, he wanted to be like a security guard or something. So, you know, good luck there. Best of luck. That's all I can say about that. Also, my ship manager, my department manager, has been getting on my case of saying like, dude, some of these things like you you didn't finish this, or you didn't do this pretty well, or this and that. And here's my issue with that, and it's the fact that it's not. Before those two guys left, I actually, I didn't have a problem because they could actually, people actually, did some of the work, like, wash the dishes, clean the sauce while it was, cleaning the floor, sweeping the floors, cleaning the boards and everything else. Some of the heavier stuff. Now, I do have people that stay up to 9, sometimes 10, and they usually do it, which is like, okay, cool, like good, like that's nice. At least at least I could get like I don't have to worry about some of that stuff. However, some of that stuff is not being done because I have people now who are leaving at 6 or 7, and I'm like, dude, you cannot can you not spare 5 minutes to do like wash some stuff? You don't have to do a lot, just like 5 minutes worth, or basically whatever in that sink. Like if it's a sink full of dishes, wash it, dry, and like sanitize them. That's it. You don't and just put them on the rack. I mean, you don't have to do much. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not really heavy. Just do that. I'll take care of the rest. Don't worry about it. At least it'll give me more time to do stuff. Not to mention, I still have to deal with customers. Like especially customers that take so long, like at least a couple minutes to decide what they want. And acting like, and to be honest, customers don't really know what they want. They just want to waste time. And honestly, I kind of need someone to, take the brunt of that because, like, dude, I'm busy. And they're busy, but at least they can spare some time. I can't, because here's the thing. If it takes me here's the thing. If I had like less customers, it usually takes me like 10, maybe 15 minutes at most between the time when I'm by myself and I close. Maybe 20. But if I got rid of that, I could get out of work so much sooner. Well, at least 10 minutes after. But even then, that's it's pushing it. And I'm at the part where like here's the thing. They tell me like, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and you're forgetting to do this. And it's like, what's wrong? Like, oh, it's like, can you not do it? Like, was there time? I want to say at this point, like, dude, if they asked me that again, I was like, yes, it's time. I need someone to stay till like 9 to 10 because I still have to, because if I don't, I have to clean everything and it takes me a while. And not only that, I have to deal with customers coming in. And some of those customers take freaking forever to order in like something. And they get super butthurt when they don't get what's it? Oh yeah, they get super butthurt and super picky when you don't when you tell them that something's out of this, like, oh, we're out of this, we're out of that, then they get butthurt. I was like, dude, it's the end of the day. What do you expect? So with that being said, it's one of those hey, I'm like, dude, I'm doing the best I can, but I just have so much to deal with. Not only do I have to sweep and rinse off the floor, but I also have to wash the bandsaws. I also have to wash the dishes. I have to wash everything, and I have to. Luckily, I don't have to put it together. So that's a given. I'm glad I don't have to do that. But at the same time, it's dude, this is the reason why I'm getting out late because I have so much stuff. I'm packed basically. It takes me almost forever. I don't mind if I get 15 minutes late on my shift. As long as it's okay, it's I don't have to stay an hour. Half an hour is pushing it. Normally my cutoff is at midnight. Sorry. If I get at 11, my cutoff is midnight. Because after midnight, I'm done. I'm not cleaning anything. And I do have to leave some stuff there and chew me out for it. And I'm at the point where I have to tell them hey, I can't do this because, this and that. I don't have enough time to do it. Also, I have to get home. As much as I want to, I mean, I'm glad you gave me these hours, but dude, you have to realize that I'm only one person. I'm by myself for a few hours. And usually when I have to clean, I have to stop because customers want to buy something and it takes them forever, like I mentioned. It's dude, I gotta deal with that. And last week, a few days ago, I actually came out 30 minutes late and I still did everything. I mean, if I got a little early, I probably could have finished 11:30, but it's, it's a different story. But other than that, it's honestly, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they expect me to do. I'm doing what I can. And honestly, I don't really have excuses. Like, I really tell like, dude, I don't have the time. I need someone to at least do at least a little bit of the load for me. That way, I don't have to stress out about it. Because afterwards, I have to do a sanitation log, meaning, okay, I did this, I cleaned that, and also for some cases, I have to take a picture just to prove that I actually did it. I mean, not much, but at least it's like it says, okay, I cleaned it. Also, I had to do temperature logs, which means I had to take temperatures of some of the food stuff and making sure that the right temperature. I mean, again, I can only do so much. And I mean, if I get chewed out again, I might as well just say that because I didn't say it before for the fear of losing my job, but I feel like I have to say it now in order, to keep things, I might as well just say like, dude, I can't, dude, I can do it, but dude, I can't do it all. If you said like get everything done, dude, that's a mission in itself. And one of my coworkers like, dude, you gotta stop doing dishes like you're at home. And this is another thought that it came into me. It's like, dude, here's the thing, you can either do, you either, sorry, my, I'm at the point where like, dude, do you want it done right or you want it done fast? Okay, which one is it? Because I cannot do both. I can't do both. And it's like, dude, like you can't expect me to do something good without taking a while, and you can't expect me to do anything fast if it's not done right. So again, I can't do both. It's none of the reason. I mean, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna and I don't want to complain either because it's gonna make me sound like I'm complaining. But we'll get to that bridge when we get to it. Yeah. So, oh, and another thing. Um, Actually, I wanted to take this time to do a little bit of a movie review. Normally I don't usually do movie reviews. Again, I'm still trying to watch Blonde. I mean, it's gonna happen when it happens. But at the same time, and also I have a Godzilla podcast, and I feel like I should be talking about that movie there. But it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. So last week I saw Godzilla Kong: The New Empire, and honestly, it did not disappoint. To be honest, it was basically your run in the mill Godzilla movie. I mean, it delivered on the expectation. Um, at least 90% of what I saw in the trailer wasn't actually in the movie, so at least it's getting consistent to it. I was like, okay, at least we can see this in the film, or because usually trailers usually have the common theme of like saying certain stuff in the trailer, but it doesn't appear in the movie. And honestly, that really pisses me off because, like, here's the thing: that won't then, because then again, they're teasers, so maybe they're looking at a special, director's cut or something. But here's the thing about Godzilla, Kong: The New Empire. Like I said, it's in all right. To quote that one internet meme, it's all right, and and it's kind of true though, because um and honestly, that's all I can say. That's the only positive. Well, yeah, there's some stuff that I wish like there's more positive stuff, but one positive is that yeah, it wasn't a good Godzilla movie, but it wasn't a bad one either. They gave us like a good amount of people, and they gave us a good amount of monsters. Some of them did kind of cut to Godzilla, charging up because I mean, basically, um, basically, this takes 3 years after the events of Godzilla versus Kong. You know, Monarch has a Kong facility on Hollow Earth. Like that outpost gets destroyed. People go in there. Then they find out that that seismic activity that they've been feeling in Hollow Earth, it was just basically a warning. And here's the thing: if you haven't seen it, I suggest you Here's the thing: if you haven't seen the movie, then stop listening and go watch the movie. If you have, then you know where I'm going with this. But if you haven't seen it and don't want to watch it and you just want me to say it, then I'll just say it. Again, I'll try to keep it spoiler free. But basically, it was a call for war, and no, not a call for war. It was actually a call for help, because obviously, yes, and Scar King was part of the is part of the problem. And I thought Shimo, that ice breathing kaiju. I mean, damn. But there, as good as the movie is, I do have some issues with it though. The final third act, actually the third act of the movie is kind of. I feel like it got rushed, because what happened was is that it turns out that Gia from the previous movie, um, there's like a prophecy basically that says, oh, like a native from Skull Island will call on Mothra to restore peace and all that stuff. And sorry, sorry. Like I said, I'm petering out, so I should be hopefully better by next week. Anyway, um, yeah. So yeah, Gia is basically the one that can call Mothra, and I felt like, dude, I felt like that. That's another. Yeah, like I said, it felt rushed. Um, there are some characters that I wish stayed for a little longer. We do get some new characters. I mean, Trapper, it's the new character. Obviously, I mentioned Gia. I forgot the scientist's name. She was in the last one. Her hair is shorter, but and also I forgot the guy who had the podcast. Anyway, he's in there too. So not really much. Oh, they have this one guy that joins them, like on as protection on Hollow Earth, but he gets eaten. So I felt like that was a tease, because it's like, dude, you kind of teased like that he was gonna be there, but and he had a name, and then we find out, oh, he gets eaten like not even halfway through the movie, and then so it's like, then what was the point of having him around then? As far as Godzilla scenes, I mean, um, it starts off with Godzilla, fighting Skilla, and that's spelled Scylla. Basically, that giant spider Cthulhu thing that was, that we saw at the end of, that we saw in King of the Monsters. Okay, that one. Okay, he gets killed by Godzilla. Gives it the kiss of death. I think. Cause I think it did. Yeah. Then he's just like, and then he just becomes a sleepy boy, and then he just like goes into the Coliseum. So like, no, it's mine now. you know, which is interesting because at the end of the movie, after like Scar King's been defeated, Godzilla goes. Well, obviously Kong goes back to the Hollow Earth. Godzilla goes back to sleep like at the Coliseum, which I thought, you know what, it's his now. Like, who's gonna argue with that? Um, but actually, that's, I mean, don't get me. And also, as far as Hollow Earth, introducing the other Kongs, that mini Kong that we saw in the trailer, his name's Zuko, and honestly, I mean, in the beginning, he starts a little hostile towards Kong, but then later on, he kind of gets used to him, and it's and then Kong and Zuko sees Kong as a father figure, so he sticks with him because why not? I mean, at the end of the movie, Kong just goes back to Hollow Earth, riding Shimo. Um, Basically, it's like, hey, Scar King's gone. You don't have to worry about him anymore. We can like live our lives now as we should. Um, and here's the thing: Shimo is actually sorry, sorry I said Zemo. Shimo is actually an interesting monster because apparently, the lore was that Shimo is what caused the Ice Age. So yeah, that's a bit of a trivia fact for you if you didn't know it now. But the thing about Shimo is that it's a girl. Shimo is a girl. Which here's the thing, it doesn't bother me. I mean, it's not like Godzilla's fought any female kaiju before. I mean he's fought Mothra, he's fought Biollante. I'm not sure make it. You want to come make a Gearus as a female, considering that you know. I don't know, but what else? But yeah, and like, so, I mean, at least they were having some more. I mean, also the female Muto, so you can't say that like Godzilla hasn't taken like fought like female kaiju. He has. It's just that they're not. It's not often. I mean, I would say the female Rodan from Rodan's debut film, but I'm not counting that since it's not a Godzilla movie. I mean, you want to count Baragon from GMK a girl because the suit actor's a girl? I mean, I don't know. It's. I mean, that's insane though. So anyway, I'm surprised Shima wasn't killed off. Because normally in monster movies, like the main two, since we had two main bad and like villains and kinda, unless you want to call Shimo. But then the thing about Shimo is that she was under the control of Scar King with that that whip that has that crystal at the end, and that apparently what that crystal does, it causes Shimo pain. It's like, hey, do it, do it. It's like I'm like pretty much having Shimo on a leash. But not gonna lie, that scene with Godzilla running and then Kong jumping on Godzilla's back, you know what? Hey, you know what? I'm happy because it delivered. It really, really, really did deliver. Um, see, you know what I've been mentioning. Also, I noticed that the movie kind of hinted like at a possible sequel. But here's the thing about like the whole Godzilla thing when with Legendary, the rights expired at the end of Godzilla versus Kong, which by the way was directed by the same director, Adam Wingard. So you gotta give him props. The guy knew what he was doing. Um, and then we have the Iwi people, the ones that survived that are still in Hollow Earth. Apparently, apparently that storm didn't kill them, like didn't kill all of them off. Well, it did, just the ones on, or on Skull Island. But other than that, there's Iwi tribes people like down there, and they communicate telepathically. So, I mean, there's that. So, but other than that, not much to go on. I mean, we also had Titans. I forgot what that one was called though, where Godzilla goes into the Arctic for. But you know, long story short, Godzilla kills it, recharges in that ice, and he comes out you know, roaring all pink. I mean, also when Kong, also Mothra eating Godzilla for this. It's like I like it when Mothra eats Godzilla, because it's like Mothra's like, bitch, calm down. But yeah, it's a good movie, but not without its flaws. Like I mentioned, we have characters that don't stay for very long. We have the rushed ending. Um, it kind of did feel rushed. I mean, but that's just me. We did get monster action. We did get people action, and at least they given into the notion that hey, whatever Godzilla touches has now become radioactive. Because like in one scene, he depletes a French nuclear power plant of its radiation. So, but here's and then like it's fine. I was like, oh, this place is contaminated now. So at least they brought back that aspect of Godzilla where like everything he touches now is radioactive. I feel like that's something that's been missing in these Godzilla films. But I feel like they want to be like, then Boston isn't like habitable anymore. San Francisco isn't habitable anymore. And Antarctica isn't habitable anymore. Um, you know, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, Hong Kong isn't like habitable anymore. Basically everywhere like Godzilla's been. I feel like it shouldn't be like have anything living on it. So yeah. Um, but another thing that did kind of fascinate me with this movie is that like at least you know what Mothra. I was like, yo, they were teasing at Mothra for a while, and I'm like, you know what? This actually, this, you know what? I could do with. You need to think. This is another flaw with Mothra. She really didn't have enough screen time. You introduce um Mothra, which comes as a spirit, and like there's no egg, there's no nothing. She just comes as a spirit. There's no physical manifestation. Um, I mean, so- sorry, I'm looking up a story right now. But anyway, the thing about that is like, yeah, Mothra just came as energy. That's it. Nothing's like nothing else. She just came as energy. I mean, I was expecting like an egg or something. I mean, although you do see her later on, and she's just covering off the portals, so nothing can enter Hollow Earth, to disturb that civilization. So it doesn't need touch. At least it's like, but like I hope that she's around. I hope that she's like legit stays, because last time, because it's his thing in King of the Monsters, Mothra's born, goes into her chrysalis form, then metamorphs into her butterfly form. And yes, I know Mothra's a moth. I'm just I mean, although moths do symbolize change, so I mean, so yeah. Anyway, it's got. I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah, I mean, pros. It's got some returning characters. It's got some new characters. We're introduced to new monsters. We get better monster fights. I mean, stakes are literally high. I mean, we have a literal threat. We actually have a kaiju. A, I know they're called titans, but I'm still calling them kaiju. But we actually have an enemy. We have villains that are actually representative. They actually represent a threat. Scar King represents like wanted to take over wanted to take over, and apparently like the lore is that Godzilla banished him, and so he could never get out, and sealed him in Hollow Earth so he could never get out. So probably Godzilla was oh, you're a monkey. Oh, you're Scar King's relative. All right, you gotta die then. So yeah, I mean that's a good pro. I mean the cons. Some of the characters don't stay very long. The fight was a bit rushed. Some monster fights didn't look very impressive. Um, Honestly, it's good. It's good. It's got its flaws, but then again, all Godzilla movies have flaws. I mean, they're not like the perfect movies. They're not like the 1954 film, which focused on the terrors and horrors of nuclear annihilation. That's different because some some do get serious. I mean, some don't. Some get silly. I can see that this movie is trying to be serious and not serious at the same time, and that's fine. And honestly, I mean, all the Godzilla movies that involve Kong, we're talking about Godzilla and Kong in this one. I mean, there's only two. I feel like they're taking the inspiration from King Kong versus Godzilla because that's a movie that it, it's serious but not serious at the same time, if that makes sense. So honestly, hey, whatever floats your boat, On it personally, I liked it. It wasn't the best movies. It wasn't the best movie, but it wasn't definitely the worst movie. If I had to rank it in terms of like the MonsterVerse movies of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs Kong, Godzilla New Empire, and Kong Skull Island, um, I would have to put this movie. It's kind of hard though. Third, I would have to put it third. It's good, but not good. It's entertainment, but popcorn entertainment. And that's kind of what an action movie. That's what most monster movies are. They're escapist, fun. They're not meant to be taken serious, but you can kind of see where the seriousness is at. But honestly, I'm glad. You know what? It's not good, but it's not bad. So I mean, I'll stick with that. I mean, unless they make another Godzilla movie, which also there is a rumor in that there might be a Godzilla version of Kong of Kong versus Godzilla or Godzilla versus Kong. Basically, a sequel to the movie that just came out, and because in this one it focused on Kong. Now everyone's thinking, wait a minute, there might be a movie about that, but with Godzilla. You know, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe they are inside Hollow Earth. Maybe we don't haven't seen them yet. Cause what was said was that 5% of Hollow Earth has been discovered. So hey, maybe that and discovery of Kong's kingdom might add another 5%. So hey, let's go with another 9. You know. Also, I'll also like to point out before I end this, review, that Doug the monster makes an appearance. It's like, you know what? Good for Doug. I mean, everybody likes Doug, so I feel like people kind of wanted to see him again. So I'm happy about that. So there's that. So with that being said, let's traverse into our next segment, and everybody's favorite segment. Have you heard? And for those who are new to the podcast, and have you heard is a segment where I talk about sorry sorry, let me start all over. But you know what? I'm just gonna go. You know what? It's okay. But anyway, have you heard is basically a segment where I talk about stories that technically don't make headline news but yet garner attention. And as always, I will always put my 2 cents on the matter. And for this one is actually kind of a break. This one's kind of a late like a breaking news kind of thing. And actually, this actually caught my surprise because come on to the. Sorry about that. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Um, But yeah, breaking news. Former NFL star and running back O.J. Simpson, who was infamously known for his, trial of the century, has died at the age of 76 due to cancer. And honestly, whoa. This is the new, I wasn't expecting this, to happen. But then again, people die. It's not uncommon. But here's the thing. For those who obviously don't know who O.J. Simpson is, like I said, he was a running back in the NFL. And when he retired, he was actually at the time he retired, he had the record for the most leading yards in the career until it was broken by Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, and which was later broken by Dallas's Emmitt Smith. Yeah, we always gotta let that. Well, not gonna lie, I'll let the Cowboys have it because they don't really deserve much, but I feel like they deserve this. And honestly, and also, when I heard this, the first tweet I got from Twitter regarding OJ's death was from Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner. And Caitlyn did not, she went at it. You know what she said? She said, "Good riddance." Like, I kid you not. Caitlyn said, "Good riddance." But you gotta, because here's the thing. And for those and you're wondering, wait, what does Caitlyn Jenner have anything to do with this? Well, for those who don't know, one of O.J. Simpson's lawyers was not only Johnny Cochran, but Robert Kardashian. And yes, that Kardashian. And not only that, if you know Kris Jenner, that was Robert's wife at the time, married Bruce, who then became Caitlyn. But here's the thing: Caitlyn Jenner has long been vocal about OJ. She feels like, oh, he got away with it. Yeah, and here's the thing: I understand that sentiment. But for those who are wondering, yes, she did die of prostate cancer. And here's the thing, and also another thing I want to point out is for Twitter or X, when people mention X, as a parenthesis, this is formerly Twitter. Just call it Twitter. I'm still gonna call it Twitter. So basically, Caitlyn said "good riddance" along with a hashtag of the former NFL player's name. Since his family announced his death, well, today, actually, on the April 11th, that he had died of cancer. Anyway, and it says, on April 10th, our father, ornithologist James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. Signed by his family. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During the summer transition, his family asked that you respect their wishes for privacy and grace. Obviously, we know about the Caitlyn Jenner connection there. See, Kris Jenner, who was part of the friendship too. Though she didn't take Simpson's side during the trial, Kris fought for justice for her friend Nicole Brown Simpson. Obviously, let's see what else. I mean, here's the thing. I understand where where Caitlyn's coming from in terms of like, oh, he got away with it. I get it. I understand. Two people were murdered. And here's the thing about this whole O.J. Simpson trial, and actually, I'm actually gonna voice my opinion on this because, like I said, there's a segment where I kind of voice my opinion on this, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, who cares what Jenner has to say?" Blah blah blah. I know that shit. But then again, it's like I understand. I understand why, but hang on. But shit, what was it talking about? Oh yeah, but basically, I'm even looking at it right now. The whole OJ thing. Uh, yeah, it's funny. OJ has huh? Oh yeah, I'm on Twitter right now, and it has OJ from wearing a Debo Samuel jersey. Which, by the way, here's the thing: a little something about OJ Simpson. Now, everyone knows him as he played for the Bills, but like in his final years, he played for the 49ers. And this was way before Joe Montana, so I think it was actually a season or two before Montana came. So, but anyway, a lot of people are actually voicing their opinions on this. Obviously, Caitlyn Jenner made it, I mean, here's the thing. Back in the day, this verdict was very decisive. Like, not only like because I mean, what's because here's the thing about um because yeah, obviously Kalen's like, yo, I don't think I think he killed him and he got away with it. Back in the day, this was the most divisive verdict ever, and it's still decisive. And here's the thing: Simpson actually released a book called "If I Did It," which people found like. Here's the thing: originally, they didn't publish it because they thought it would be in poor taste, and then people think it was like, "Oh, we really did do it." But then but basically, the book is about if I did the murder, this is how I would do it. And with the proceeds going to to Nicole's family, to Ron Goldman's family. I mean, honestly, I get Caitlyn Jenner's response to that. I mean, and here's the thing. Yeah, sorry about that. I was actually looking at Caitlyn Jenner's Twitter, and obviously, good riddance, O.J. Simpson. Obviously, he couldn't tag O.J. Simpson because then his family would have been like, "Yo, I'm like, the hell, man, somebody just died." But then people are like commenting, it's like, "Yo, didn't you kill somebody before?" And here's the thing. Apparently, But then people are like, like, because here's the thing, I mean, I don't know when this was, like 2015, when Caitlyn, formerly known as Bruce, was involved in a fatal car accident that killed somebody. Now everybody's like, didn't you kill somebody though? And that's actually what some of the comments are like, yeah, that's different. Like, that one was an accident. This one was purely on intent. But here's the thing: we don't know if he actually did it or not. And yes, that trial was a bit of a circus, and I can understand why the verdict came the way it did. Um, Here's the thing. Um, it's not like, oh, he did it, but why would he though? Now, there have been theories that evidence was planted on him to frame him for the murder. And like somebody said that, and I think there's another theory that his son Jason was the one that killed Nicole and Ron, and that OJ was just protecting him. Like, and that one, I'm not gonna say it, but actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say that might be the case, but that theory seems plausible because, I mean, an episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved that they talked about this, and that theory about Jason Simpson, I think that's his name, Jason, did it. Again, and here's the thing, and a lot of people, and here's the thing, and then that episode that I saw, like, OJ was quoted as saying, "Who killed her?" It wasn't what happened or how did she die. Anyway, also OJ was arrested in 2008 for an armed robbery, and he served 9 years before being paroled in 2017. Um, I mean, here's the thing. Kris Jenner wrote a book, and apparently she talks about the whole O.J. Simpson, and she even said that Nicole had been beaten up by O.J. and she'd been keeping their physical proof in the form of photographs. And it would turn out other evidence in which she had documented 17 years of abuse. Nicole really wanted someone close to her to know that what was going on, so that somebody, namely me, could be a witness. So, there was spousal abuse. There was. But not enough where it's like, this is where like the whole he killed them kind of falls into play. Now, here's the thing. OJ and Nicole were divorced at the time. So why does it matter though? Why does it matter? Why would he kill Ron? And like, see, that's where like a part of this whole thing, this is where this is where it loses some, like, oh, he did it out of like heat of passion. But you have to realize, like, what motive did he have? They're divorced. I mean, again, like, I mean, but again, like, some of the evidence is kind of hard to ignore. So it's not really something for like. Here's the thing that kind of threw me about like the O.J. Simpson case is that maybe there are things. It's like something. It points to say, okay, he's guilty, but then there's other things that he says, oh, he's not guilty. I mean, obviously, and here's the thing, and yes, and here's the thing, and obviously, like Kris Jenner is like, okay, you know, see. Sorry, I'm looking at some of the. I mean, honestly, I mean this. I mean, right now, I feel like this is like. Right now, this is actually like Pagewood news. So, you know what? I'm rolling with it. I'll roll with it. But here's the thing. Normally, I would say, "Oh, but who cares?" I'm like Ron Goldman. But here's the thing. I mean, obviously, two people died. And here's the thing: the father of Ron Goldman, Fred, um, which, which was parodied in Family Guy. Apparently, in Family Guy, he was parodied as having a big ass mustache, and the joke was, in that parody, Ron like Fred's like, I was like, oh, he's enough for this, but you know how much mustache cream we could have bought, and then the wife was like, nobody likes the mustache. That's why we lost the trial. So, I mean, I like that they made fun of that, but still, though. Basically, anyway, he said, this is just a reminder for how long Ron has been gone, how long we missed him, and nothing more than that. That is the only thing that is important today. It is the pain from then until now. There is nothing today that is more important than the loss of my son and the loss of Nicole. Nothing is more important than that. Um, let's see what else. I mean, here's the thing. In the sense, it's like, look, dude. Okay, I get it. In the sense, I mean, here's the thing. It really doesn't say. Because here's the thing. The families did sue OJ. I mean, they would sue for 33 million, and they kind of get a fraction of that. But hey, at least he got something. And basically, honestly, to be honest, I feel he's more like, okay, OJ's dead, but you gotta remember, my son's been dead. So, and also, again, and I don't know how many times I have to rephrase this, but why would OJ kill Ron? Also, why would he kill Nicole too? They were divorced. He had no reason to. And here's the thing. I'm not saying, oh, he didn't do it. But I don't have any, like, here's the thing. I'm not saying he didn't do it. But I don't have proof that he did do it. Just like I don't have proof that he didn't do it. I don't have proof that he did do it. It's one of those up in the air kind of things because it's more like, you know, it's one of those okay, you want to remember the victims, and for those who say, oh, he got away with it, fine, you can, I mean, go for it. I'm not gonna say, oh, also one of OJ Simpson's friends, Brian Cato Kalin, um, it was like this. It basically said, I've been asked to comment to the death of OJ Simpson. Foremost, I'd like to express my condolences to the children, to Sydney and to Sydney and Justin, you know, to Jason and to Arnell. They lost their father, and that's never easy. And yes, he has 4 kids. And Jason is actually the older one. He's actually the adult who some people think that he did that. Some people think that Jason did it and that OJ was covering for him, like I said. But anyway, Caitlyn continued. I wish to express my love and compassion to the Goldmans, to Fred, and to Kim. I hope you find closure. And finally, to the family of beautiful Nicole Brown Simpson. May we always cherish your memories. Nicole was a beacon of light that burned bright. May we never forget her. And it's funny that Caitlyn was actually a guest at Simpson's and his Rockingham estate on the night that the murders took place. He was a witness to Simpson's movements before and after the crime of the murders. His testimony contradicted that of Simpson regarding the timing of events and the athlete's demeanor before the murders. Despite the evidence provided, he provided, prosecutor Marcia Clark, who initially called on him to participate in trial, declared Caitlyn a hostile witness per the publication. And the years after the trial, Caitlyn, not bad. I mean, for a man's name, that's not bad though. Starred in the series of television shows and made-for-TV movies. Per his IMDb page, he starred in shows such as Tosh Point Oh, Can't Get Arrested, Winter in Baskets. Never mind. I don't even know. He also hosted the show Tailgating with Kato. More recently, Kato appeared on Celebrity's Big Brother in 2019, finishing in 8th place. Let's see, the actor was... So, yeah. But here's the thing. Again, however you want to feel about it. Not only that, the Kardashians actually accepted that as like truth, actually. I mean, it's... And I'm actually going to give a, like, where are they now kind of thing. OJ was a father to 5 children before his death on April 10th. Arnell, Jason, Sydney, and Justin. Wait, okay, I read 4. Where's the 5th one? The former NFL players share 3 children. Arnell, Jason, and Aaron with his first wife, Margaret Whitley, and welcomed 2 kids, Sydney and Justin, with his second wife, Nicole Brown Simpson. Aaron died a month before their second. Aaron died a month before second. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I can see why they mentioned 4. Damn, that sucks though. He had 5 and he lost 1. Jeez. Let's see. Arnell, who's 55. Jeez. Born December 4th, 1968. When the NFL player was 21 years old. Arnell remained a vocal supporter of her father, speaking out against his speaking out again in his 2017 parole hearing. Not really much. Alright, so Jason Simpson, which everyone points out as like a second. He's technically an unofficial suspect. But, I mean, anyway, let's just go on. Born in 1970. He also he was with his father when he was inducted into the Bills Wall of Fame in 1980. Attended the premiere of Naked Gun 33 1/3. The Final Assaults. I'm sorry, but he was funny in the Naked Gun series. Let's see what else here. As of 2016, Jason was living a private life as a chef in Atlanta. All right, that's cool. Aaron Simpson, yeah, obviously died in a pool. Rarely discussed each other in private. Okay. The children with Nicole, Sydney, February, and her brother Justin attended the wedding of their cousin Sean Brown. In Newport, they were okay. So at least they live in the Orange County, so not bad. And Justin, he works in real estate, just like so. Sydney and Justin work in real estate. All right, that's not bad. The February 22nd, he was. Ooh, looks like OJ ain't gonna be meeting that grandkid soon. So, yeah, I mean, again, however you feel about this, honestly, I'm not putting him in my 2 cents as to if he did or not. I'm just saying, okay, based on what I said, I feel like he didn't do it, but at the same time, he did do it. But to I mean, honestly, to, for me, it's kind of a mystery because it didn't definitively say OJ did it. It just say that there was some stuff that like didn't make sense. But with that being said, it is what it is. So, and for everyone, like, wishing him like, oh, he'll be in hell soon. It's like, okay, show some fucking compassion, all right? The guy died of cancer. Okay, if he were a serial killer, then yeah, then probably. If it were John Gacy, let's say John Gacy was still alive, and everyone wanted him dead, based on what he did, everybody's like, dude, hope that guy burns in hell. Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, everyone would have said, all right, thank God he's dead, because he's an evil human being. But OJ is a different story because here's the thing, and again, I'll keep saying it, we don't know if he did it, but we also didn't know that he didn't do it. So, for me, I'm gonna leave this up in the air. If it points to him, then all right. If it doesn't, then that's fine too. But regardless of how you feel about it, the thing about this is that but here's the thing. The thing about it is that 2 people died, and this got turned into a circus. Quite frankly, it's ingrained in our memories, and we'll always remember it. And before I continue on to close out the show, I want to point out that the NBA playoffs, I think it was the finals. I'm not sure. I think it was the finals. It was the Heat and not the Heat. It was. Oh no, I think it was the division. I can't remember because it was the Rockets and the Suns that were going at it in the playoffs, and that didn't get that much. And it didn't get that much media coverage because of the OJ thing. So, yep. I mean, now I'm done. So, this brings us to the end of the show. And for my final thoughts is that, you know, I chose to, like, I wanted more hours. I got more hours. But for me, I wish people can start seeing it from my perspective. I mean, I gotta tell them, but I hope to tell them and hope to move on saying, like, hey, this is what happened. This is what's going on. I need you to, is it alright? Like, I need someone, like, to do some of this stuff for me because I can't do it all, you know? If not, then okay, then I just work something out, you know? Because I'm willing to compromise. I mean, let's compromise, you know? It's not hard. I mean, what can you do, you know? If because if I don't say anything, that's never gonna get done, you know. So let's you know, let's move forward. As far as Godzilla X Kong goes, New Empire, it wasn't a good movie, but it wasn't a bad movie. It was an okay movie. Like I said, it does have its faults, but it's a movie. You really can't fault it much. Like, I liked it enough. I mean, that's my take. And finally, the death of O.J. Simpson is still I mean, his death, even just the topic of O.J. is still a debatable, you know, thing. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. However you feel, it's you can feel different, like, about it in two ways. Like, A, he did it and he got away with it, and I hope he burned in hell. Which, I get it. A lot of people are saying that. But here's the thing. It's not like the guy was a serial killer. But even then, at least say, okay, at least, I mean, it's one of those things where you really can't hate on O.J. Simpson a lot, because, you know, he was in movies. He was a funny guy in, like, in the Naked Gun movies. I mean, unfortunately, in those murders are basically what's gonna define him for the rest of, you know, like, forever, you know. And even with him being gone, it's that's still gonna linger on. But now that he's gone, let's just try moving on. Let's just move forward. Let's just try to heal from this. And honestly, those deaths aren't gonna, like, bring, like OJ's death isn't gonna, you know, bring him back to life. It's one of those, hey, you know, this is a guy who who may or may not have done it, but at least, hey, let's just honor the good that he did. You know, let's just honor him as a football player, and then in his career in film and movies. I mean, honestly, yeah. Oh, before I go, there's a bit of a fun trivia fact that I want to share about OJ. He was originally asked to be the Terminator, but was turned down because he thought, oh, he's too nice to be a killer. I mean, whether you want to find that ironic or not, it's up to you. But that's that extra fact. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Anyway, with that being said, that does it for this week's episode. As always, try to catch the the podcast on Spotify or whatever you get your podcast from. And again, this will be on YouTube soon. So, and as always, it will be on Friday. So, yeah. So anyway, that does it for us. That does it for the show. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, this has been the podcast. Peace.